It starts with a twitch, a small cramp in the night. You think it'll pass, but over time, your legs grow weaker, your steps less confident. For millions of seniors, what used to be a morning walk becomes a daily struggle. But here's the truth. Most people don't hear at their checkups. Your legs might not need a cane. They might just need the right vitamins. Today, we're diving into the top 7 essential vitamins that can strengthen your legs, restore your mobility, and help you kick those nasty leg cramps to the curb. For good. This isn't just about nutrition. It's about freedom. It's about taking back the power in your stride. And it starts right now. Now, I know what you're thinking. Vitamin D? That's just for bones, right? Not quite. Think of it as your body's secret weapon for leg strength, especially as we get older. You see, over time, it's totally normal for our muscles to shrink, our bones to thin out, and our movement to feel, well, a bit clunky. But what many people don't realize is that low vitamin D levels might be the hidden reason your legs feel weak or your balance is off. Here's why this matters. Our bodies don't absorb sunlight the way they used to. The skin gets less efficient at making vitamin D from the sun. And to top it off, a lot of older adults aren't spending enough time outside anymore. Whether it's mobility issues, safety concerns, or just a shift in lifestyle, the result is the same. A lack of vitamin D that can quietly chip away at your strength. And trust me, the science backs this up. Study after study shows that seniors with low vitamin D levels are more likely to suffer from weak muscles and dangerous falls. But those who do have enough of it, they're stronger, steadier, and better coordinated. It's not magic, it's biology. Research even shows that vitamin D helps build stronger muscle fibers and keeps your nervous system firing smoothly, so your legs react faster and hold you up better. So no, vitamin D isn't just about bones. It's about movement, reaction time, and comfort. It boosts protein production, supports fast-twitch muscle fibers, the kind you need to catch yourself if you stumble, and even helps reduce inflammation in your muscles. That means less cramping, less stiffness, and more freedom to do what you love. Whether it's dancing at your grandkid's wedding or just walking across the room without fear of falling. Bottom line, if your legs aren't what they used to be, don't just chalk it up to age. It might be time to check in on your vitamin D levels, because sometimes a little boost is all it takes to bring the spring back to your step. Let's not sugarcoat it. Ignoring a vitamin D deficiency doesn't just mean your legs feel a little wobbly. No, it's far bigger than that. We're talking real risks here: osteoporosis, painful fractures, and a serious blow to your independence. Without enough vitamin D, your body struggles to absorb calcium, and when calcium isn't getting to your bones, those bones turn brittle, like a prop that shatters on stage when it's supposed to bend. Picture this: one small slip in the kitchen turns into a major fracture. Suddenly, what could have been a minor moment sidelines you for months, and trust me, it doesn't stop at bones and muscles. Vitamin D deficiency has been linked to heart problems, memory decline, and even a weaker immune system. For older adults, skipping out on this one vitamin can quietly open the door to chronic illnesses that chip away at quality of life. But here's the good news, and it's big. Fixing this is simple. You don't need a Hollywood doctor or some trendy new treatment. You just need to give your body what it's missing. So how do we get those vitamin D levels up and keep those legs steady, strong, and camera-ready? 3 easy moves. First, sunlight. Just 15 to 30 minutes a day. Arms and legs out, early morning or late afternoon. And your skin starts making vitamin D like a backstage crew working behind the scenes. Just watch the sunscreen. It's great for protection, but it also blocks vitamin D production. So, find a balance. Next, food. While you probably can't eat your way to perfect vitamin D levels, you can help the cause. Think salmon, sardines, egg yolks, mushrooms, and fortified milk. Real power players on your plate. Finally, supplements. This is where the magic happens for most seniors, especially if you're not spending much time outdoors. Doctors usually recommend anywhere from 800 to 1,000 IUs a day. And sometimes more if you're already low. The best part? It's easy to track. One quick blood test, and your doctor can tell you exactly where you stand. At the end of the day, this isn't just about vitamins. It's about holding on to your independence, your comfort, your freedom to move. So if your legs feel weak, or you're just not feeling as steady as you used to, don't wait for a fall to be your wake-up call. Shine a little light on your health, literally, and give your body the vitamin D it deserves. The spotlight's still on you. Make sure you're standing strong in it. Let's talk about calcium, the unsung hero of strong legs and smooth moves. See, when you're young, your bones are constantly renewing, like a stage crew swapping out sets behind the curtain. But as we age, that system slows down. Bones get thinner, weaker, and more fragile. And that puts your legs, yes, those two pillars that carry you through life, at serious risk. Here's where it gets real. Hip fractures, femur breaks, and stress fractures in the legs are among the most dangerous injuries for seniors. What used to be a harmless trip on the carpet can turn into a months-long recovery, or worse, the beginning of permanent mobility loss. Why? Because without enough calcium stored in your bones, they're like a set piece made of cardboard. One wrong move, and they snap. But calcium isn't just about your bones. It's also the director behind every single muscle movement. Whether you're walking across the living room or standing up for a round of applause, calcium triggers the muscle contractions that make movement possible. No calcium? Expect cramps, shaky steps, and muscles that feel like they're running on low battery. If you're waking up with leg cramps or feeling like your legs just can't keep up anymore, there's a good chance your calcium intake needs a closer look. So how do we fuel up? The classics, milk, yogurt, cheese, are still top-tier sources. But don't worry if dairy's not your thing. There's a whole cast of calcium-rich foods ready for the spotlight. Kale, bok choy, almonds, tofu, sardines, and yes, even fortified plant-based milks can all help support your bones and muscles. The trick is variety. Giving your body calcium from multiple sources helps it absorb and use it more effectively. Still, diet alone might not always cut it, especially if your body's having a harder time absorbing nutrients or if your menu has some limitations. That's when a calcium supplement, paired with vitamin D to boost absorption, can come in handy. But here's the plot twist. More isn't always better. Too much calcium, especially from pills, can lead to calcium buildup in your arteries, kidney stones, or digestive discomfort. So yes, calcium is essential, but it's also about balance. For older adults, the sweet spot is 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams a day, ideally from food first, then supplements if needed. Think of it as your daily investment in strong bones, steady legs, and staying on your feet. In every sense of the word. Here's something the cameras don't always catch. Strong legs aren't just built on calcium and supplements. They're built on movement. You can be sipping the best milk money can buy, but without getting your body in motion, calcium can't do its full job. You've got to move it to use it. Whether it's a daily walk, some gentle resistance training, or even a few laps around the block, weight-bearing exercises tell your body, hey, we need strong bones here. That message is what sends calcium where it matters most, into your legs and spine. Now let's be real. Skipping out on calcium isn't just about risking weak bones, it's about missing out on life. your freedom to move, dance, climb, garden, travel. All of it depends on bones and muscles working in harmony. And calcium? That's the glue keeping it all together. When your bones are strong and your muscles responsive, you don't just move, you move with confidence. And in this stage of life, confidence is everything. But wait, while everyone's talking calcium and protein, there's another backstage player that deserves the spotlight: vitamin B12. This vitamin may not get the same hype, but it's absolutely essential, especially when it comes to nerve health and leg strength. B12 is what keeps the signals flowing from your brain to your legs. It's the behind-the-scenes tech team that makes sure the stage lights turn on at just the right time. Without B12, those nerve signals get fuzzy, slow, or even lost. The result? Tired, heavy legs, muscle weakness, and that frustrating feeling like your body isn't listening to your brain. And here's the real plot twist. Vitamin B12 deficiency is incredibly common in older adults. Why? Because B12 absorption isn't just about what you eat. It depends on your digestive system running like a well-oiled machine. As we age, stomach acid drops, and common issues like gastritis or long-term use of antacids can mess with B12 absorption. Plus, if your diet is light on B12-rich foods like meat, eggs, or dairy, that only makes things worse. The scary part? This kind of deficiency creeps in slowly. So slowly, in fact, that many people brush off the symptoms as just aging. But this isn't about getting older. It's about getting low on B12. And if left unchecked, it doesn't just mess with your energy or mood. It can lead to serious, even permanent nerve damage that affects your balance, reflexes, and ability to walk. So if your legs feel off, if you're tripping more often, or if you've just lost that bounce in your step, don't assume it's just the years catching up to you. It might be your body waving a red flag, telling you it's time to check those B12 levels. Because here's the bottom line: you deserve to keep moving, living, and owning the stage. Whether that stage is your living room, a cruise deck, or a grandkid's graduation. And with the right nutrients and a little bit of movement, that spotlight can stay on you for a long, long time. Here's the great news. Restoring vitamin B12 levels can change everything. We're talking more energy, better movement, and stronger legs. And that's not just hearsay. Studies have shown that once older adults correct a B12 deficiency, they often experience real improvements in strength, stamina, and how well their legs function. Think of it like flipping the power switch back on for your body. But here's the twist. Vitamin B12 doesn't come from plants. That's right. This crucial nutrient is almost exclusively found in animal-based foods. The best sources? Lean meats, fish, eggs, dairy, and seafood stars like clams and liver. If you're living plant-based or have trouble absorbing B12 due to digestive issues, don't worry, you're not out of luck. Fortified cereals, plant-based milks, and B12 supplements are your new best friends. The beauty of B12 is that it's super safe to supplement. Any extra just gets flushed out in your urine. No drama, no buildup. And for many seniors, especially those with absorption issues, higher dose supplements or even periodic B12 shots can make a dramatic difference. Add in a regular blood test to keep tabs on your levels, and you've got a solid system to prevent the slow, sneaky decline in leg strength that comes with deficiency. Now here's the real message. Strong legs aren't just about muscle. They're about nerves too. If your nervous system isn't firing at full capacity, your legs won't move the way you need them to, no matter how many steps you take or how many squats you do. That's why keeping your B12 levels up is one of the most underrated yet powerful ways to protect your mobility as you age. And speaking of underrated, let's give some love to another quiet powerhouse: magnesium. Magnesium is the unsung hero of every step you take. While it might not get top billing like calcium, it plays a crucial backstage role, making sure your muscles contract and relax the way they're supposed to. It keeps things smooth, steady, and strong. Without it, you might find yourself dealing with muscle fatigue, leg cramps, or that dreaded tossing and turning caused by restless leg syndrome. Sound familiar? You're not alone. Nighttime leg cramps are one of the most common signs of magnesium deficiency in older adults. These aren't just a nuisance, they're your body's way of crying out for help. Magnesium helps calm overactive nerve signals, keeping your muscles from locking up or twitching without warning. But magnesium isn't just about muscles. It also helps keep your bones strong and your joints flexible. See, calcium might be the star of the bone health show, but it can't do much without magnesium by its side. Magnesium helps guide calcium to the bones and keeps it out of the wrong places, like your arteries or joints, where it could do more harm than good. In fact, studies show that people with higher magnesium intake have stronger bones and a lower risk of fractures. So if you want to move better, feel better, and protect your mobility, magnesium has to be in your health routine. One last thing, magnesium is surprisingly easy to lose. Stress, common medications, and poor diet all drain it fast. So if you're not getting enough through food, think leafy greens, nuts, seeds, whole grains, and dark chocolate. It might be time to consider a supplement. Bottom line? Between B12 and magnesium, you've got two behind-the-scenes legends that can totally transform how your legs feel and function. And just like in showbiz, the ones working behind the curtain often make the biggest difference in the final performance. Here's something that doesn't get enough airtime. Magnesium deficiency is everywhere, especially in older adults. And it's not just because of diet. Many common medications, like diuretics, acid blockers, and blood pressure pills, quietly drain magnesium from the body. When you pair that with a menu that's low on magnesium-rich foods, the result is a slow, steady loss of strength, stamina, and flexibility. If you've noticed yourself getting winded walking across the room, climbing stairs like you're hiking Everest, or needing a break after what used to be simple chores, don't rush to blame your age. It might just be your magnesium levels calling for help. The good news? Getting your magnesium back on track can make a difference you'll actually feel. We're talking fewer cramps, more energy, and smoother movement, sometimes within days. The best way to power up naturally? Add magnesium-rich foods to your plate. Think spinach, pumpkin seeds, almonds, black beans, avocados, and other leafy greens, seeds, legumes, and whole grains. They're like the superfoods of mobility. And if food alone doesn't cut it, which, let's be real, is often the case, supplements can step in and save the scene. Forms like magnesium citrate or magnesium glycinate are especially effective because they're easier for the body to absorb. What happens when your magnesium levels are finally where they should be? That dragging feeling in your legs? Gone. The cramps that wake you up at 2 a.m.? Eased. You might even notice your balance and coordination coming back, making it easier to walk, dance, and move through life without hesitation. That's because magnesium doesn't just fuel muscles. It supports the nerve signals that keep your legs steady and responsive. Now, while we're talking minerals that keep your legs camera ready, let's bring out another major player. Potassium. You know that sharp, sudden cramp you get when you first step out of bed? Or that weird trembling in your legs after standing too long? That's often potassium deficiency in action. This mineral helps regulate fluid balance in your muscles. When potassium drops too low, your muscles contract out of nowhere. Painful, annoying, and all too common in seniors. But the story doesn't end with cramps. Low potassium also messes with how your brain talks to your muscles. If your legs feel shaky, weak, or stiff, or if you've noticed you're shuffling or having trouble lifting your feet, it might not be just age. That miscommunication between nerves and muscles can make your steps uncertain, raising your risk of tripping or falling. And in the senior stage of life, avoiding falls is everything. Your independence depends on it. Potassium even helps protect your bones by balancing the body's pH levels. When acidity builds up, from stress, diet, or aging, it can eat away at bone density. But potassium acts like a backstage crew, quietly keeping things in check so your bones stay strong and ready for the spotlight. So here's the final cue. Magnesium and potassium are two of your leg's biggest allies. Keep them fueled, and your body will reward you with strength, smooth movement, and the freedom to live life center stage, not stuck on the sidelines. Let's set the record straight. Potassium isn't just the cramp fighter in your banana. It's a full-blown bodyguard for your bones. Yup, studies show that a potassium-rich diet can actually slow bone loss, reduce the risk of osteoporosis, and help keep your legs strong from the inside out. So, when we talk about leg power, it's not just about muscle, it's about the perfect duet between muscle and bone. And potassium is the harmony that holds it all together. So, the big question, how do you get enough potassium to support all this magic? Thankfully, nature hooked us up with some seriously tasty options. Bananas? Sure, they're great, but they're just the opening act. Sweet potatoes, avocados, spinach, beans, oranges, even a baked potato with the skin. These are the real headliners when it comes to potassium. The trick is variety. Mix them into your meals regularly, and your muscles and bones will stay fueled and balanced, like a perfectly choreographed dance routine. Now let's switch gears and talk about a vitamin that doesn't get nearly enough applause. Vitamin K. Sure, we all know calcium and vitamin D are crucial for bones. They're the A-listers. But without vitamin K, they can't perform. Think of vitamin K as the stage manager. It tells calcium where to go and makes sure it lands in your bones, not in your arteries or soft tissues where it can cause stiffness or poor circulation. This is especially important as we age. Research shows that people with higher vitamin K intake have stronger bones and lower fracture risk. That's because vitamin K activates a special protein, osteocalcine, which helps lock calcium into your bones, making them denser and more resilient. In other words, vitamin K makes sure your bones don't just look strong. They are strong. But the magic doesn't stop there. Vitamin K also supports your joints and muscles. It helps reduce inflammation in the knees and other joints, a major win if you're dealing with stiffness or osteoarthritis. So if your knees groan every time you get up or feel tight after sitting too long, vitamin K could be your new best friend. Even balance and coordination, two essentials for staying steady on your feet, are tied to this underrated vitamin. Vitamin K helps regulate calcium inside muscle cells, making sure your muscle movements are smooth, controlled, and coordinated. No more clunky steps or wobbly moments, just clean, confident motion. So where do you find this vitamin? Look no further than your leafy greens. Spinach, kale, Swiss chard, collard greens, and Brussels sprouts are all packed with vitamin K1, the form found in plants. Add these to your plate, and you're not just eating healthy. You're building a foundation for strong, mobile, fall-resistant legs. Because at the end of the day, great leg health isn't just about power. It's about precision, flexibility, and balance. And with potassium and vitamin K in your corner, you're ready to keep moving and keep shining for the long haul. Let's talk about vitamin K2, the lesser-known but seriously powerful cousin of vitamin K1. While leafy greens usually steal the spotlight, K2 comes from a different cast of characters. Fermented foods like natto, fermented soybeans, aged cheeses, egg yolks, and even liver. And this version of the vitamin? It hangs around in the body longer and does a standout job making sure calcium goes where it should, into your bones, not your arteries. If you're looking to boost your vitamin K naturally, here's your game plan. Load up on green veggies and sneak in some fermented foods when you can. A smoothie with kale, a little sautéed spinach at dinner. These small moves can pay off big when it comes to bone strength and mobility. But of course, not everyone absorbs vitamin K like a pro. If you've got digestive issues or you've been on antibiotics long-term, your absorption may be limited, and that's where supplements might step in. That said, if you're taking blood thinners like warfarin, be careful. Vitamin K affects blood clotting, and upping your intake without talking to a healthcare provider could throw things off balance. Now, let's pivot to another behind-the-scenes MVP for your legs. Vitamin B6, aka pyridoxine. Most people don't realize just how crucial B6 is for muscle strength, coordination, and nerve function. While calcium and magnesium get all the hype, vitamin B6 is the one making sure the signals between your brain and muscles actually work. Without it, even strong muscles can feel like they're not cooperating. Getting up from a chair, climbing a staircase, or simply walking can feel strangely difficult. That's because low B6 can mess with your nerve signaling, leading to things like tingling, numbness, or shaky steps. A lot of older adults assume that's just aging, but in reality, it might just be a B6 shortage. Vitamin B6 also has your back when it comes to inflammation and muscle fatigue. If your legs feel stiff after walking, or you're recovering slower after movement, it could be because your body isn't getting enough B6 to calm that post-activity inflammation. Add more B6, and you might notice your flexibility and resilience coming back, almost like your body's bouncing back faster. But wait, there's more! Vitamin B6 is also key for making red blood cells, which carry oxygen to your muscles. That oxygen is your endurance fuel, and without enough of it, your legs run out of gas fast. If you've ever felt winded or unusually tired after something simple, like a short walk or climbing stairs, low B6 could be the reason your muscles are tapping out early. The great news? Vitamin B6 is easy to find in everyday foods. No fancy shopping lists or hard-to-pronounce ingredients required. You just need to know where to look. And I've got you covered. More on that in the next section. So remember, when your legs feel weak, tired, or unsteady, don't jump straight to, "I'm just getting older." Sometimes it's not your age, it's your nutrition. And with vitamin K2 and B6 in your routine, your legs might just start acting like they're ready for an encore. Let's wrap this up with some real talk about vitamin B6 and where to find it. Luckily, you don't need a Hollywood chef to get it on your plate. Some of the best sources are everyday favorites like poultry, salmon, tuna, bananas, potatoes, chickpeas, and yes, even fortified cereals. Adding these foods to your daily meals is a simple way to keep your nerves sharp and muscles strong without ever stepping foot in a supplement aisle. Now, if you've got digestive issues, trouble absorbing nutrients, or specific dietary restrictions, a B6 supplement might be your backstage pass to better leg health. But here's where it gets specific. The recommended daily intake for older adults is about 1.5 milligrams for women and 1.7 milligrams for men. It's a small number, but it plays a big role in how your body moves and feels. That said, more doesn't always mean better. While food-based B6 is generally safe, megadoses from supplements can lead to nerve damage if taken too long. So, the smartest move? Stick with a balanced diet, full of B6-rich foods, and only supplement if your doctor gives the green light. And hey, if you enjoyed what you just learned, do us a favor. Hit that like button. It helps more than you know and lets us keep bringing you content that actually makes a difference in your life. Got questions, comments, ideas for what we should cover next? Drop them below. We read everything and love connecting with this amazing community. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and turn on those notifications so you never miss out on the latest health tips, leg-saving insights, and body-boosting info coming your way. Stay informed, stay strong, and we'll see you in the next video.